Welcome to our first ever Python notebook. Here we're going to learn about the basics of Python. The first question is, what is Python? Python is a programming language. We use programming language to give a specific set of instructions to a computer in the form of code. Well, there are many different possible programming languages to choose from. In this course, we will be focusing solely on Python. Python is arguably the hottest language to learn at the moment. It's used in every major government and company, in every country on earth, and with good reason. Some of the reasons we think Python is so great are these. First, it's easier than any other languages to pick up, but that doesn't mean it's easy. The syntax is often seen as being more intuitive than any other languages, like Java or C, so it's a great first language to learn. Second, you can do almost anything with it. People use Python for all sorts of different tasks, ranging from hacking to web development, to data science to physics and engineering. There is a huge community of Python programmers out there. That means if you are stuck with a problem, you can Google it, and the chances are someone out there has had the same problem. Jupyter Notebook is the application that I'm running right now. It runs directly in the web browser. Jupyter Notebook is the platform where you can run codes and run it. It is made up of a series of cells which lets you run snippets of Python code quickly and see the results. In order to run a piece of code, just type it into a cell and hit Shift and Enter, Control and Enter, or just click the button on the top that says Run. We can try it below. Here we click the cell and run it. This is the output. You can also add a new cell by clicking on the bit to the left and pressing A to add a new cell above, like this, or pressing B to add a cell below. Cells can be deleted by pressing DD. You can also select Insert, then click New Cell above from a top value like this. Insert cell above. You can try it on your own notebook. The most basic unit we deal with in programming is called a variable. Variables are things that can take a value, such as a number or a piece of text. We assign a value to a variable by using the equal sign. Here's an example. We are creating a variable called myNumber and giving it a value of 42, like this. You can check what's inside a variable by simply typing the variable name in the cell and running that cell. In our example, it's like this. So this is output, which tells us the value of myNumber. Or alternatively, you can use the print function to see what's inside the variable is like this. You can name variables more or less anything you like. However, you need to follow the following rules. First, variables can only contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Second, variables must start with a letter, not a number. Third, variables can't have any spaces in them. Here's the exercise 1. You need to create a new variable called whatever you want and assign it a number as a value. Then check what's inside the variable you have just created. You can do it on your own notebook and refer to the example here. In Python, values can have different types. Numbers in Python are more or less what you might expect. they can have values like 5, 1001, 37.5, 0.001. Typically, there are two distinct categories of numbers in Python. Whole numbers like 1, 5, and 100, and decimals like 5.5, 0.001, and 3.14195. They are also referred to as integers and floats, respectively. In this cell, we assign this value to all these variables and print it. See, here is the result. Strings are the second important type. These are little pieces of text or words. We create a string by enclosing our piece of text in quotation marks. Here is some examples. This is a string, and put it inside it quotation marks. We can also assign strings to variables. Here's an example. This is a string. We assign this value to string 1 and do the same thing here. And then we run this cell. This is output. Booleans are the third important type. They can only have two possible values, true or false. When typing a Boolean, the first letter has to be a capital for Python to recognize it. In this example, we assign true to bool1, false to bool2, and print them. Got the result. In exercise 2, you need to try to create a new number string and a Boolean variable, or then print each one to check their value. You can do it on your own notebook. When dealing with numbers, we can perform the Euro math operations you would find on any calculator. For example, addition 1 plus 1 is 2, subtraction 5 minus 3 is 2, multiplication 2 multiplied 2 is 4, division 10 divided by 2 is 5. We can also do math operations with variables we have set. In this cell, we assign some values to variables a, b, c, and print them. Here, we calculate a plus b is 7, c divided by a is 5, c minus b is 5. We can even assign the result of a calculation to a new variable. Here, we first calculate c minus b and assign this value to d. Let's see the result. Here it's 5. It's similar here. We calculate c divided by b first, and then assign this value to e. Here is the result. When combining operations together, we usually use brackets to make things clear. In this operations, the result is 15. When we add the brackets here, the result is 20. So now in exercise 3, you need to use a new cell to find the average of 10, 14, 25, 81, and 99. Here is your code. Imagine, here is another new concept, conditions. Imagine you were giving directions to someone. You might say something like, if you go past Tesco, you've gone too far, so turn back around. When we are telling computers to do, it's often useful to tell them to do something if some condition is true. So basic conditions we are able to give a computer are things like, if number 1 is greater than number 2, do something. If these two numbers are equal, do something else. The syntax for giving conditions in Python is like this. If condition, colon, do something else, colon, do something else. When we compare numbers in Python, we can use any of the following operators. A is less than B, A is greater than B, A is less than or equal to B, A is greater than or equal to B, A is equal to B, A is not equal to B. Where A and B are any numbers we would like to compare, here are some examples. In this example, we first assign 5 to A, 10 to B, and then run this. If A is less than B, and then print A is less than B, else print A is greater than or equal to B. Let's see that in this cell, the situation should be A is less than B. Let's see the result. Yeah, that's it. And in this example, we assign 100 to X, 1000 to Y, and then judge if X is equal to Y, print X is equal to Y, else print X is not equal to Y. In this situation, the result should be X is not equal to Y. Yeah, this is the result. Exercise 4, you need to design your own example. We can also obtain conditions by using the keywords and or. Here are some examples. We first will assign some values to variables n1, n2, and n3. Here's the condition. If n1 is less than n2 and n2 is greater than n3, this piece of code means n1 is less than n2, n2 is greater than n3 should be true simultaneously, and then it will print this is true, else print this is false. In this situation, it should be I forgot to run this cell. Let's do it. And then run it. There's no, yeah. In this case, this is false. And here, I'm going to explain in the meaning of OR here. If n1 is less than n2, or n2 is greater than n3, this means any one of these two operators are true, it will print this is true, else print this is false. Let's see. So this is true because n1 is less than n2. Lists are used when we want to store a sequence of values in one place. An example of a list with length 5 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just put the numbers and brackets. We can assign a list to a variable like this. This list and assign it to a variable. The name of this variable is myList. Let's run it. myList. Yeah. You can access the individual elements of a list like this. This means we get the first value the first value in this list is 5. And this means we get the second value in this list. It's 4. Something can be slightly confusing at the start is that when getting list items, we count from 0 instead of 1. So to access the first element, we say myList bracket 0. And to access the second element, we say myList bracket 1, and so on. We can put anything we like into a list, including other lists. Here is an example of a list that contains strings A, B, C, D, E. In general, lists can also contain a mixture of types. 1A to B3. Here in my list is equal to A, B, C, D, E, and here is the index of each element. The 0 is A, and so on. Let's run it, and my list is here, and here we get the first element of this list is A. Here we get the fourth element, here is D. You can create your own list and assign it to a variable, or try accessing the individual elements in exercise 5. In addition, you can add a new item onto the end of a list by using the format here, mylist.append new item. And this cell, we assign a list to a variable mylist is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this piece of code will add 100 to the end of list. So now the value of my list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. We can also set individual elements. In my list, the first element is 1, and this piece of code will change the first element 1 to 100. Let's run it and see the result. See, now it's 100, 2, 3, 4. We can find out the length of a list by using the keyword learn my list. It's like this. A new list is this, and this piece of code will tell us the length of this list. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 8. Let's see the result. Yeah, it's 8. We can find the sum of all the numbers in the list by using the keyword sum my list. Here, a new list is equal to this, and we calculate the sum of all these elements. This is the result, 34. We can find the minimum and the maximum of a list by using the keyword min mylist, max mylist. Here, find the minimum of a list. It should be 2. Let's see, yes, 2, and the maximum value in this list, it should be 7. Yeah, that's it, it's 7. And here we come to the final exercise. Below are some lists for each one. Find the mean and the range using the function min, max, sum, and learn. You can write this piece of code in your own notebook, and here is all the things we learned today.